I carelessly threw a piece of paper into the trash, and it landed directly on a stray dog. The dog immediately thought I was his new owner, so he started following me everywhere, but I completely ignored him. The next day, it was raining heavily outside, yet the dog faithfully waited for me near my door. I became angry, and without hesitation, chased the dog away and firmly closed the gate. The poor dog had no choice but to curl up and sleep beside the trash can. The next morning, the dog followed me again when suddenly a motorcycle sped past. When I turned around, I saw the dog lying on the road. I stopped for a few moments, then turned around and walked away. Nobody seemed to care about the stray dog. Only a little girl stood there with tears in her eyes. Just as people were about to call an animal rescue team, I returned on my motorcycle. I gently picked up the dog, placed him on my bike, and immediately took him to a veterinary hospital. Fortunately, the dog received treatment in time and survived. Following the doctor's advice, I reluctantly agreed to keep the dog with me for a while, but soon I began regretting my decision. The dog climbed onto the table and ate all my food. That night, he kept barking near the window. I tried everything to make him quiet, but nothing worked. The dog barked throughout the entire night. So, the next day, I came up with a plan. I took the dog to a park. When nobody was watching, I quietly untied his leash and returned home alone. But shortly afterward, the doorbell rang. The same little girl was standing outside, smiling, with the dog beside her. She had brought him back to me. Now I had completely lost my patience. I called the doctor and asked him to give the dog to someone else. Luckily, the doctor agreed, and a new owner was found for the dog. But when I happily returned home, I found that the dog had completely destroyed the house. When the new family arrived and saw the condition of the house, they immediately left. I stood there in shock. I was about to scold the dog when suddenly I felt dizzy and collapsed onto the floor. The dog became frightened and desperately tried to wake me up with his paws. The neighbors heard the noise and immediately called an ambulance. The dog followed the ambulance all the way to the hospital. When I regained consciousness, I looked toward the window. The dog was hitting the glass with his paws, and the worry in his eyes was obvious. At that moment, my heart melted. I realized that nobody had ever cared about me as much as this dog did. From that day on, my attitude completely changed. Every day, whenever I returned from work, I brought delicious food for the dog. But just when everything seemed to be getting better, another family came to adopt him. I was extremely hesitant. I had fallen in love with the dog, but I didn't have the courage to express my feelings. Eventually, the dog was taken away. He barked loudly, as if he were saying, "I don't want to go anywhere." I could only watch him with tears in my eyes until he disappeared from my sight. The house became quiet again, just like before, but I wasn't happy at all. Whenever I saw someone else's pet, I was reminded of my dog. I even started getting angry with my co-workers at work. The next day, the same little girl came to me and gave me a painting. It showed the dog and me sitting together. At that moment, I finally understood what I needed to do. I got on my motorcycle and went to the house of the family that had adopted my dog. As soon as I opened the door, I saw the children hiding in fear while the woman of the house was scolding the dog. That's when I realized that the dog didn't like this place at all. I smiled happily. Suddenly, the dog ran toward me, as if he were telling me that I was his real owner, and that's how I finally brought my dog back home. So, did you like my dog?